Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Srila Guru Deva. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. So, not sure if the mic is working. Reading from Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu before going into studying Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are now into chapter 5, the purity of devotional service. It is on the basis of his position that anyone can now become a Gaudiya Vaishnava from any part of the world or any part of the universe. Anyone who is a pure Vaishnava is situated transcendentally and therefore the highest qualification in the material world, namely to be in the mode of goodness, has already been achieved by such a person. Our Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world is based on the above mentioned proposition of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, our spiritual master. On his authority, we are claiming members from all sections of the Western countries. The so called Brahmanas claim that one who is not born into a Brahmana family cannot receive the sacred thread and cannot become a high grade Vaishnava. But we do not accept such a theory, because it is not supported by Rupa Goswami nor by the strength of the various scriptures. Srila Rupa Goswami specifically mentions herein that every man has the birthright to accept devotional service and to become Krishna conscious. He has given many evidences from many scriptures, and he has especially quoted one passage from Padma Puran wherein the sage Vasishtha tells King Dilipa, "My dear king, everyone has the right to execute devotional service, just as he has the right to take early bath in the month of Magh, December to January." There is more evidence in the Skanda Purana, in the Kashi Khanda portion, where it is said, in the country known as Mayuradwaja, the lower caste people who are considered less than Shudras are also initiated in the Vaishnava cult of devotional service. And when they are properly dressed with tilak on their bodies and beads in their hands and on their necks, they appear to be coming from Vaikuntha. In fact, they look so very beautiful that immediately they surpass the ordinary Brahmanas. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki, Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand ki. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. We continue studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8. No, actually, Canto 7, Chapter 7, and text 49. सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरिरात्मेश्वरप्रिय भूतेर्महद्भिः स्वकृते कृतानां जीवसंगित सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरिरात्मेश्वरे प्रिय भूतेर्महद्भिः स्वकृते कृतानां जीवसंगित सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरिरात्मेश्वर प्रिय भूतेर्महद्विश्वकृते कृतानां जीवसंगित कृतानां जीवसंगित वैष्णवी सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरिरात्मेश्वर प्रिय भूतेर्महद्विश्वकृते कृतानां जीवसंगित सर्वेषां of all api certainly bhutanam living entities hari the lord who mitigates all the miseries of the living entity atma the original source of life ishvara the complete controller priya the dear bhute by the separated energies the five material elements mahadvi emanating from the total material energy the mahatattva the mahatattva swakrite which are manifested by himself kritanam created jiva samgita who is also known as the living entity since the living entities are expansions of his marginal energy. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari is the soul and the super soul of all living entities. Every living entity is a manifestation of his energy in terms of the living soul and the material body. Therefore, the Lord is the most clear and he is the supreme controller. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is manifested by his different energies, the material energy, the spiritual energy, and the marginal energy. He is the original source of all living entities in the material world, and he is situated in everyone's heart as the Super Soul. Although the living entity is the cause of his various types of bodies, the body is given by material nature according to the order of the Lord. ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदयदेशर्जुन तिष्ठति भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्ररूढानि मायया. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Bhagavad Gita 1861. The body is just like a machine, a car, in which the living entity is given a chance to sit and move according to his desire. The Lord is the original cause of the material body and the soul, which is expanded by his marginal energy. The Supreme Lord is the dearmost object of all living entities. Prahlad Maharaj therefore advised his class friends, the sons of the demons, to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead again. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये. मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. We continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand, is Prem Bhakti, Prasud, Prem Bhakti, Udgar and Updesh. It bestows upon us the Pancham Purshat. As Mahaprabhu says, again and again, all our practice and understanding of Krishna consciousness, everything has to be based on the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami, on the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. And we can never avoid reading Prabhupada's purports. Prabhupada's purports are his deep meditations. Transcendental state of his meditation is transcendental state of his realizations. And as we know that the commentaries of Ashta Acharyas, Prabhupada has given us them in a very summarized, condensed manner that we can assimilate, we can relate, we can understand. Without any deviation in the message, we can take on the message. What Mahaprabhu has come to give us is what Rupa Goswami giving, is what Srila Prabhupada is giving. Gauravani Pracharine na. This Gauravani, what is Gauravani? Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajes Tanes Tad Dhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargena Yakalpita. श्रीमद् भागवतम प्रमाणम अमलम प्रेमा पुमर्थो महान श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुर मतम इदम तत्र परो नदारा. This is Gauravani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matam Idam. So, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam is the topmost Puran, spotless Puran, transcendental Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam. What does it bestow? Prema Pumartho Mahan, the Pancham Purshat, love of Godhead. And it tells us who is God, who is Krishna. God is a person whose aradhana we do. Aradhyo Bhagavan Braje Satanayas, who is the son of Nanda Baba. Hmm. Tad Dhama Vrindavanam. Vrindavan is Krishna's home. He resides there. Look, such an irony. Na, it can be. We visit Vrindavan and we are going to Krishna's abode, Krishna's home. Radha Krishna lived there eternally and all the entourage lived there. But we see everything, but we don't get darshan of Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. Suppose someone comes to us in Lesmehigo or somewhere in our homes, they get to know, na, we see them and some dialogue, some interaction. So there's a big missing link in our Krishna consciousness, in our practice of Krishna consciousness. So pray that I be the first listener of this message of Mahaprabhu, of the teachings of Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada. Pray that I always remain loyal and chaste to the purpose of Srila Prabhupada. Pray that we practice Krishna consciousness in a manner that Mahaprabhu desires us to. Now in life there are lots of incidences, lots of events happening in life, everyone's life. I think all of those incidences, events can be clubbed into. One is what? Coincidence. People say, na, what a good coincidence, or it was a coincidence. One is coincidence, and another is Krishna incidence. Now, someone who is Krishna conscious, for him everything should appear, everything should strike, come out as Krishna incidence. No coincidence. But one who is ignorant, one who is actually ignorant, one who has not found his resolve in Krishna consciousness, his faith in devotees, in the message of Mahaprabhu, for him things will appear more like coincidence. Or things will appear still maybe slightly better than coincidence, say that the universe calling or message of the universe or the energy, and still a bit vague, I would say. Who is that you, the source of that universe? We see in this translation and purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari is the soul and the super soul of all living entities. Krishna is the soul of the soul, is the soul of the entire universe. So for us as well to realize everything in our practice, we have to see it is Krishna incidence. Lord Brahma, he is an intermediary, say. But when we channelize our Krishna consciousness, when we purify, perfect our Krishna consciousness, then we can see Krishna doing magic throughout. And Krishna is Mahaprabhu. Krishna, there, he's looking for us. He's looking for a spirit soul. He's looking for a personality who is humble enough, who has a good attitude, who could be used for Krishna's agenda. The world has so much of expectations from us. Everyone expects, friends, family members, society, government, people at work. Everyone expects. And then Krishna also has expectations from us. And it is when we come across devotees, then we can understand what is Krishna's expectations. And then we can align our lives. We can mold our lives in a manner that we can meet, we can understand and meet Krishna's expectations. We sing Narsinga Pranamna, Ito Narsinga, Yato Yato Yami, Tato Narsinga, Bahir Narsinga, Hridayer Narsinga. So wherever we see is Narsinga only. This is Prahlad Maharaj's realization, by the way. He realized, he had his faith that wherever I see, yes, I see Narsinga Bhagwan. He's there, he's everywhere. Where is he not? Yato Yato Yami, Tato Narsinga. Bahir Narsinga, Hridayer Narsinga. Yes, he is within and he is without, everywhere. And that was his firm realization, firm conviction. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, is your Narsinga is in the pillar? Yes, he's in the pillar, he's inside and outside of the pillar. So as we said, and Hiranyakashipu wanted to check the pillar. So at that time, Prahlad had no hesitation. He had no slight bit of doubt that what will happen. And Bhagwan Narsinga Dev, he did not stop anything. He did not pause Hiranyakashipu or Yog Maya did not arrange any other thing. Okay, go ahead. Bhagwan Narsinga didn't say, oh wait, let me get my gear ready first. Let me first put on my half man and half beast body. Let me take on, or let me first enter the pillar. Don't just now. Don't open the curtain just now. Say no. Ever ready, and then he smashed the pillar and came out Narsinga. So Prahlad had that conviction. Prahlad had that clear faith, and of all the qualities of Krishna, his qualities of Bhakta Vatsala, this we see in Krishna. Such Bhakt Vatsala, na? It doesn't matter on the quantity, how many. Like generally, some event or something happening, sometimes it may happen. Na? How many people are participating? Based on that, we see some government people, some other people coming, or some big personalities. But Hiranyakashipu, he appeared for whom? For Prahlad, one single boy. He appeared. He didn't like, okay, no, masses are calling out to me or not. No. So when the our call is like Prahlad's proper call, our faith has to transform to a stage of nishta, conviction. And from nishta, it has to transform to asakti, attachment. And furthermore to bhav, to prem. And we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. See, Bhagavatam is more general, say. Bhagavad Gita is more general. And Bhagavad Gita, although Bhagavad Gita contains everything and it is quite Rasik Shastra as well, if we can tap into the heart, the mood, the mercy of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, such a Rasikacharya. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So if we can tap into their commentaries and see Bhagavad Gita, if we read in that light and understand, then we'll find lot of rasiktas in Bhagavad Gita, the message, lots of mellows. And of course, we understand no higher philosophical text like Bhagavad Gita say. Everything being answered in Bhagavad Gita. But Bhagavad Gita is bestowing also Krishna Prem, giving us Bhagavatam as well. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita, it teaches us, it tells us that the Krishna Prem, there is no saturation in Krishna consciousness. So that Prem transforms into Sneh, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav, Man, Pranay. Further and further, it transforms into different categories and different stages. And we have been studying Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Prahlad Maharaj's pastime, and we see as Hiranyakashipu's atrocities coming upon him, his faith and his remembrance of the Lord is increasing. And Krishna, nothing exists outside of Krishna. The beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, na, Vyasdev ji, he's telling us, he's giving us this message that uh, what is Maya? Just thinking anything to be not in relation with Krishna, to be independent of Krishna is Maya. So there's nothing like Maya as such. For a devotee, there's nothing like Maya. And for one who has not found his resolve in Krishna consciousness, everything would appear more to be Maya. Everything is Maya only then. Like for a pure devotee, the most difficult thing is to forget Krishna. The most unnatural, the most difficult to forget Krishna. And for even a conditioned soul, practicing Krishna conscious conditioned soul, uh, the most simple task for us is what? To forget Krishna. It's very easy, even while doing japa, hardly in remembrance of Krishna, what to speak of other time. And look, so much facility given to us. Japa time, there's no one as such ringing us, and people in Lesme also not disturbing us. Everyone is quiet and sleeping. Temple room, nice environment. Everything is so nicely facilitated, but the mood, the absorption is not at all there. The remembrance hardly anything. Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita is a complete package altogether. And we see everything is like pervaded by Krishna's energy. The purport says the Supreme Personality of Godhead is manifested by his different energies, the material energy, the spiritual energy, and the marginal energy. So Krishna is the controller, he is the supreme controller of everywhere it is his dominance. upon matter, upon marginal living entities, and upon liberated entities as well, upon his spiritual energy, upon his internal energy as well. Hmm. Throughout is his dominance. But and then Krishna is perfect and complete as well. Not only he dominates everywhere, he also likes subjugation. He likes dominated, to be dominated. And the way to subjugate Krishna, the way to subdue Krishna, to dominate him, is by love and devotion, we understand. Uh, It is only by the love of Mother Yashoda Krishna was tied, bound up by his belly, not as such by the rope. It was the rope of love, actually, we know. And as devotees say, now, when we know Krishna, when we understand Krishna, we will realize what is peace. We'll realize what is the purpose of life. And we see in this purport some. See, if we are not Krishna conscious, we will be haunted by many factors, many things like desires. And desire is one of the, or desire is the most subtle conditioning, most subtle, the most subtle bondage, desire. And if that desire channelized properly, if our desires becomes Krishna conscious desire, if our desire becomes to see Krishna, uh, if that becomes our desire, then it will be the complete liberation. So desire is the most subtle conditioning, the most subtle bondage, and can be liberating us as well altogether. Now it depends on our level of Krishna consciousness. We are being chased by our desires, by our karma, karmic reactions, by our thoughts, uh, the material energy, everything is created. But if we are surrendered, we take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, if we practice Krishna consciousness, then this desire, the karma, everyone will encouragingly take us on the way to Krishna. Then no more we are free from the grip of desire, we would be free from the grip of karma, we would be free from the grip of material energy. Mm, and just we keep a good focus, we keep a good mood, and we can see ourselves progressing on the way of Krishna towards Krishna. And so many examples, analogies given to us, like that analogy, right? That Vedic literatures are like a tree, a big massive tree, and in that tree there are two birds, small bird and a big bird. Big bird is the super soul, small bird is the living entity, the analogy provided to us. And this big tree, big branches, big leaves and twigs, so many things. Now, so many desires, all of this covered heavily by them. And the super soul, he knows each and every one of us within, without say, where is our focus, what is our heart's desire, and everything. And he's facilitating, patiently waiting and facilitating for us to turn towards Krishna. Shri Shri Khodanitai Mayapur Sashi Ki Jai. But the small bird is so busy engaged in different branches, in seeking out different branches, going in different branches, different fruits, leaves, twigs, and everything, and ignoring the direction of the super soul. And even if looking into the super soul, it is not for a much of a Krishna conscious ask. Even if turning to the super soul, it is to ask from Krishna material benefits. Not asking Krishna from Krishna, but asking material benefits from Krishna. And we understand the different branches, the different leaves and twigs, they are different planetary systems, say higher, lower planetary systems, so many unfulfilled desires. There's no end to it. This is why Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Just take my shelter. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Sami Masucha. So anyone and everyone can become Krishna conscious from this moment, now itself. And the only challenge, and this can be a big challenge, is to stay Krishna conscious. This is the biggest challenge. Sir. All the past sinful reactions, all those desires, everything can be washed away altogether. Just whatever life is left, 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50, 60, whatever years is left, if we can be Krishna conscious. Since past 60 trillion years, 80 zillion years, billion years and all, we have struggled to be fully Krishna conscious. And what a offer Krishna is giving us. That whatever lifespan is left, if you can stay humble, if you can manage a good focus, if you can stay Krishna conscious, then all the past you don't have to worry about. And even whilst practicing Krishna conscious, Krishna is encouraging us, his devotees are helping us out to become stay fully Krishna conscious. And for us to be Krishna conscious, it is extremely important to understand the self, as this translation in purport is hinting, encouraging, directing us to understand the self. And we love ourselves very much. We should love ourselves. We should love ourselves dearly, which we do as well say. In a sense, if someone has some skin disease or someone's leg needs amputated, someone has some problem in the leg which needs to be cut off. Now, in order to protect the body or to protect the cells, say, the person would happily let his leg be chopped off. He will tell the doctor, yes, cut my leg, no problem. Uh, Then further, like in order to protect his mind, peace of intelligence, his egoistic say, desire or his egoistic identification and all, he's happy to make changes in life. He's happy to take whatever it takes. So much so, he's happy to commit suicide as well. People do commit suicide. Who commits suicide? Everyone commits suicide out of willingness, not out of force or pressure. Happily, everyone happily commits suicide. They want to, they like look forward to. And such a situation comes in life that they start asking questions to themselves: why do I exist? Why? What is the purpose of my existence? And this is very low. So, happily, now, in order to protect the self, one is happy to die, one is happy to give his life and life energy all together. So, it is very critical, imperative to understand the self. And Srila Prabhupada gives us the best formula, the best method of understanding the self. What he writes in Science of Self Realization and other books, uh, the self realization follows God realization. Until and unless we know who is God, what is my relationship with God, self realization is incomplete. And we see book distribution, preaching programs, and all in general. We meet many people and those who are spiritual practitioners. Now, a huge contrast. Um, Mostly, we come across that those spiritual practitioners say, I sense like they are full of self appraisal, full of self appraisal. That I can meditate these many hours now. I get such dreams. I've got such healing powers. I went there and I had such an experience. Where is Krishna in the equation? Nowhere we see as such. And us practicing Krishna consciousness as well, our advancement of Krishna consciousness also, Krishna has to be firmly in the equation. And Rupa Goswami's teachings, Mahaprabhu's teachings, when we advance more in Krishna consciousness, our sense of self-appraisal will go all together. It has to go. Our self-appraisal uh, or this self-recognition, name, fame, they have to all die actually in the material sense. Uh, and what Krishna consciousness is what? Krishna appraisal. Radha Krishna appraisal. That is Krishna consciousness. That stage we have to attain. Uh, we have to get rid of self centered self obsession, materially obsessed, self centered self obsession. Simultaneously, we have to become what? Heavily self obsessed, truly self obsessed, deeply self obsessed. But what is the definition of self? I'm a part of Krishna's existence. I belong to Krishna. I belong to the divine couple. Right? This who am I has to be searched out, cried out very deeply. So we have to fall in love. This means really loving yourself, giving true self-care, self-love. When I understand what is the self, who is the self, And this translation purport is hinting us, encouraging us towards that direction. At this point, maybe I will take a pause if there are any questions, comments, or clarifications. Or yes, sir.
Yes, a nice point you brought about this being obsessed with herself. It just reminded me of one time I was doing some door-to-door book distribution and came across this old man who was very happy, as opposed to most of the people that I was meeting, and asked him, "What's your secret?" And he replied, "The less I think about myself, the better." And if we can apply that as devotees, whenever we get miserable, it's we're thinking too much of ourselves.
The less I think about myself, the better. This is a good sign of detachment. If we can learn to live detached, we'll be very free, we'll be very peaceful. But then our philosophy, Rupa Goswami, what teaches us? This detachment is good in the interim stage, in the temporary stage. Uh, that the less I think of myself, I am free. Okay, then I'm not materially attached, but then I'm not spiritually attached as well. I'm not Krishna consciously attached. Say. So beautiful Rupa Goswami actually speaking on attachment and what he advises and encourages us. Wholesome package. How? Rupa Goswami, we see, he writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, स्मेरां भङ्गीत्रयपरिचितां साचिविस्तीर्णदृष्टिं वंशीन्यस्तधरकिशलयाम् उज्ज्वलां चान्द्रकेना गोविन्दाख्यां हरितनुमित केशितीर्थ उपकण्ठे मा प्रेक्षिष्टा तव यदि सखे बन्धुसङ्गे स्थिरङ्गे. So this is a clear warning Rupa Goswami gives us. A clear warning. And it is much better if we are warned beforehand. And especially we encourage, we pass on this warning. And especially I feel my heart goes out for youth, young people, young boys and girls. And especially those who are born into devotee families. Because they take lots of inspiration from their parents, or naturally they listen to their parents and they see their parents. So young children, now is the time. See, if you want to continue with your material life, material attachments, material friends, family relationships, and everything, then strong advice: do not come to Karuna Bhavan. Uh, it's high on top of a hill, say this may go, but careful if someone still wants to continue with his deep-rooted material attachments, then try not to associate with devotees. Never think of going to Vrindavan. And somehow, if someone still goes to Vrindavan, then don't go on the banks of Yamuna. If somehow you go on the banks of Yamuna, don't search for Krishna there. Don't call out for Krishna there. But if you still fancy this risk, if you still fancy this chance, then don't look at Krishna from feet to up. If you still look at him, don't look at his face. Don't look at his smiling face. Don't look into his eyes. And the best, never let Krishna see you. If Krishna sees us, then our material life is finished altogether. Completely finished. Then we can never be self-obsessed. Or actually, then we will be really self-obsessed, truly self-obsessed. Because we can never then lose sight of Krishna. We can never lose sight of the divine couple. We can never lose sight of Vrindavan. We'll always be thinking of Vrindavan. We'll always be meditating, remembering Vrindavan. And our this identity definition of self will come about very true then. So, as they say, now this societal material world is a purported reflection of the spiritual world. So, our self identification is also very perverted. Everyone Um, like one of the big industries is this cosmetic industry, right? Makeup industry is such a big industry, and not just women. Say, I think women use more, but men as well. They like so much of cosmetic and things, and what it is all for, say, in a way, pampering the body, or how to make the self so beautiful. But that self is bodily identity based, bodily relation based, everything. So much in this world, all to make the self happy, the body happy only, na? Either body or mind, or somewhere intelligence or ego. Where is the soul involved? And actually, the society lives in such a low energy. Last week we went to Home Sweet Home program, chanting program. We did Harinam as well, and there was apparently some big football match. Now for football matches worldwide or other, we see big stadiums are created, and people in thousands go, and so much of things happening there. And people like knowing details. Football fans, these players, the amount of earning they make, money they make, and all, and not exactly sure how good inspiring they are to the society, how good role models and so on. But have we noticed chess, a game of chess, how many big stadiums are there for a game of chess? Uh, how many of us know who is the current chess champion or last five chess champion? Do we even know the rules of game of a chess, generally speaking? Of course, Karthike, what does he not know? He knows. Oh, yeah. Uh, Generally speaking, we see thousands going to watch football or things, but how many find some fascination in a game of chess or such thing? No? So Krishna consciousness teaches us to be rare. Rarity, na? We want to be rare, we want to be unique. And everyone is unique, everyone can be unique. When we take on to this message of Bhagvatam, message of Mahaprabhu, otherwise, yantra rudani mayaya. This material body is just like a machine, and Brahmayan sarva bhutani. All living entities, we all are wandering from the topmost heavenly planet to the lowermost planet. What is new in this world? What new as such did we attain or achieve? Yes, bro.
Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, a question earlier you were saying that we can become Krishna conscious from right now. Now, I've heard this from other devotees also, but somewhere I'd just like some help on how to understand that, because to be Krishna conscious also means to remember Krishna at all times. But when the mind is very already not steady, then how is it that I can understand this with faith that I can become Krishna conscious from right now? Because the mind seems to act on its own accord. So what to do with that, Prabhu?
See, whenever a blessed spirit soul becomes fully Krishna conscious, what time will it be? It will be now only. It will be that moment only. Whenever a soul leaves his body, say, or attains a new material body, it is at that now time only. There's nothing like. But because we are so conditioned, we are so distracted, and also we need this material world, we need this three modes of material nature and everything, so that we can somehow not go into a crazy level of depression. And our Krishna consciousness is in stages, advancement in Krishna consciousness and all. It is in stages. Krishna also acknowledges, na? Krishna says, see, Arjuna told to Krishna na, that my problem is what? Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Pramati balavaditam. Tasyam nigraham manye vayu riva suduskaram. Vayu riva suduskaram. Like my mind is very flickering and all. Mm. And I can control the wind, but I cannot control my mind. Look, wind is external to us, right? Wind is external. Other things are external factors. And Arjuna says, I have dominance over external factors and I can control them. But mind is whose? My own mind. It is not external, my own mind, but I don't have any dominance or control over it. So Krishna acknowledges, he does not deny this, he acknowledges. And he says, Asamsayam Mahabhao Mano Durni Graham Chalam. Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena Chigriyate. So two things he says, by suitable practice, by regular suitable practice and detachment. Both have to be done, not just suitable practice and no detachment. It should not be like this. Okay, I've attended the morning program, I've done full day service, and then after 7 p.m. prasadam done. Now after 7, no one is calling me. Dinner time after 7 p.m., no one is calling me, and I go into my phone and I start what? Facebook or TikTok or seeing into gossips and all of these things. No, we have to be detached from material sense gratification. And suitable practice also, just detachment does not help. Many people we see, oh, I'm going into forest for 2 weeks, I'm going into silent, I won't look into my phone for 2 weeks, such things. But then what practice are you doing for those 2 weeks? Where is Krishna in the equation? Krishna consciousness means bringing Krishna in the equation more and more, more and more. So as we say, na, Rome was not built in a day. Now, don't ask me in how many days, but it was not certainly built in a day, more than a day. Everything takes time, na? What is the rush? Why to worry? As long as we are in this boat, we are sailing in this boat of Krishna consciousness, we continue, we relish the process. Hmm? And then when we dedicate ourselves little bit, more and more, more and more, that dedication will one day become firm devotion, will be firmly devoted. Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction, Utsahad Nishtahad Dhairyat, in the purport Prabhupada writes, beautifully says that a woman, she desires to become a mother. A bit of a natural desire in a woman to become a mother. Now for that to happen, what? First she has to get married. Hmm? Getting married. Then it's not like, okay, I'm now married, okay, I become a mother, now I want to be a mother. No, get married, get to know her husband, family members and all, and serve those members. And then, okay, yes, she's expecting a child, but then you have to wait for 9 months. It's not like, okay, I'm pregnant now and I want the child now. No, wait, when the due time comes. And this journey, the struggle, the journey, the pain and whatnot. So us in our Krishna consciousness, imagine if there was no struggle in Krishna consciousness, we could have never become a devotee. We would have never advanced in Krishna consciousness. If there were no challenges, if there were no struggle, if there were no impediments, we would not have taken into Krishna consciousness. If in 1 week or 2 weeks, if I realized, oh wow, I'm tasting so much in Krishna consciousness, after 2 months, I would have left it also. Anything that comes so cheap, easy to us, we would have struggled to value it. We couldn't appreciate. Nature is giving us so much clues outside. How much are we appreciating? Say? How much do we take into account? So there is no panic mode required in Krishna consciousness. It is an emergency situation, but we don't need to press a panic button. If we realize emergency situation, if we realize it is a dire state and all, then we come to a good level of sadhana, good reading, hearing, chanting, say, and continue. What is the rush? What is the fear? It is upon Krishna now when he wants to reciprocate with us. From our side, we prepare ourselves, we get ourselves fully ready. Because otherwise, this question will again come about, okay, it's been 20 years. When will that happen? When will that happen? And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he says, when or when that day will be mine, it is a different mood. If we can tap into that mood. His mood is not out of a state of restlessness. His mood is a genuine hankering, genuine longing, genuine cry that when that day will be mine, when I can serve, uh, when I can also get an opportunity to serve. And he's preparing himself. Krishna consciousness for us should be what? Krishna, we are on standby. Use us whenever you want to use us. We are ready. We are on standby. The team is already there. Sometimes happens na in football and others. Okay, you are on standby, or drama as well and things and all. you're on standby. So yes, we are on standby. We are ready. We are fully prepared. Now, whenever the call comes, so we open up our ears, open our heart, that when the call of Krishna comes, then no hesitation. At that time, no, we shouldn't back out. Huh? I wonder sometimes, na, I almost become Krishna conscious. What does it mean, almost become Krishna conscious? It means you fully messed it up. You fully lost the chance. No one becomes almost Krishna conscious. Either we are fully Krishna conscious or say not as such. However, we are work in progress. We are growing in Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we hear this as well. Now, I somewhat struggle. Like we hear, okay, such and such devotee, he was leaving his body, and at the time of that, Gauranitai came dancing and giving their hands. But at that time, the person, the devotee thought, oh, I have two young girls. They are still in school and they're about marriage and all. I just need some time. So we don't want to miss out on this boat. We keep our ears open, our heart open, and then yes, Krishna will pull us through, Gauranita will pull us through. You know, sometimes it happens what? Car is stuck somewhere, mud or something, car gets stuck. Now what does it do? One has to come out of the car. The driver also comes out of the car, the passengers as well come out of the car. The engine is running, and then what? They give it up a push. The car goes slightly little back, and then everyone gives a bit of a push. Uh, Sometimes in India they say Hati Goda Pal ki Jai Kanhaiya Lal ki. Give it a good push, and then we see what? Okay, yes, car is running fine. Everyone gets back in and smooth journey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So everyone goes on. So likewise in our na, some stop gaps and all come, and this is the devotee association. They will give us a good push.
Back. Yeah, just a couple of things I wanted to. Well, one thing about what you were speaking earlier on, but also sometimes we might become a bit hopeless because we think that it's an insurmountable climb. And of course, in the Nectar of Instruction, Srila Bhagavatam, he's telling us to be patient. So it was one devotee back to, I can't remember his name actually, one sannyasi. He said that it's actually more encouraging for the devotees to aim for improvement than perfection. Because if we aim for perfection, we just think, I'll never make it, it's too much. Or I think I'm nearly there, but no. So just aim for improvement. We're already improving. If you look at what we were doing a year ago, 6 months ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, when we were doing stuff which was really different from what we're doing now, then we're making improvements. We're doing things we never thought we could do. And in the future, it'll be the same. We just have to keep on with this process. And the process is morning program chanting every day, just trying to keep bringing the mind back. There's so many instructions we can hear before japa. But the one thing Krishna says, wherever the mind wanders, just bring it back. Bring it back to the holy name. So the holy name will heal everything. The holy name will carry us forward. We just have to keep on practicing that every day, and we'll be making progress every day. And then we'll look back and think, well, I've come so far. But right now, we may, and I remember experiencing that myself. It's just like I come in front with the deities for darshan, but I'm thinking, what do I see? What do the other devotees see? And then one person said that darshan is not necessarily that you're going to see the deities. So I was reminded of this because during the class you were saying, don't let Krishna see you. But when we come in front of the deities, because we're giving up our material world, we're letting Krishna see us, and we're saying, please engage me in your devotional service. And this connects with what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta says, that don't try to see Krishna, but act in such a way that Krishna will see you. And then Krishna will reveal himself. So this is one of the aspects. One of the first signs of pure devotion is that it attracts even Krishna. So there'll be some tests along the way. Therefore, we have to keep on bringing the mind back to the holy name. And not just at japa, if we experience some difficulty, then our go-to place of shelter should be bead bag. Put the hand in the bead bag, speak to another devotee. Chances are they've been through what we've been through. So nobody in ISKCON is alone. There's always someone you can go and take shelter of. Even if you're a guru or a sannyasi, doesn't mean to say Maya will leave you alone. We've all got someone we can go and take shelter of.
Mm. 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 Alexa provide. Mm. Mm. Yeah. 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 True. Prabhupada also, he said, like one thought like, oh, I'm a single person, I'm an old man, what can I do on my own? How much and what all can I do and all? But then, well, I do what I can do and then others followed. So we just continue and then Krishna is going to shower his blessings upon us, devotees are going to shower his blessings upon us. And beautiful, we are not aiming for perfection, we are aiming for improvement. As long as improvement is our goal, then we are advancing. So just on this to end, uh, Dr. T.G. Singh, Shripad Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, he used to say, Asatoma Sadgama, Tamasoma Jyotirgama, Mrityorma Amritam. Then he added another, he said, Static Ma, Aesthetic Gama. This world is static. What is happening in this world? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also said, this world, like without Krishna consciousness, this world is dead, there's nothing happening. So this world is pretty much static, stagnant, static ma, but taking into Krishna consciousness, we go into a state of ecstasy altogether, ecstatic ma. So we keep a cool head and we take good devotee association and let time reveal itself. Thank you very much for your kind attention and encouragement. Good presence of mind is very helpful and it will come about in good devotee association. Some details, some good presence of mind, and Krishna will be pleased. And he's showering his blessings anyways, and he will shower furthermore. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय, पतित पावन शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी।